Good morning, or should I say
good afternoon. Mm-hmm. Episode 5.
Episode 5. We made it, CJ.
It's good.
Yeah, we did. Sure
We
did.
made it, but your voice haven't.
It's getting
I know
there.
a lot of people was wondering when CJ voice is gonna show up.
It's here. Well, it's getting there. Honestly.
Honestly,
Yeah, truthfully speaking, yeah.
I don't know, CJ. I have a lot of people that's saying to me, "Yo, what's up with your boy? He need to come out his shell. You're like a bear hibernating."
Well, I'm a Cancer, so Cancers, crabs,
I'm a Cancer too. Can't say you're hibernating. All your people say I'm outgoing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Oh, I hope your voice come out today, cause I got some good news and bad news.
All right, shoot.
Which one first?
I like my vegetables first. Go ahead.
The vegetables?
Mm-hmm. Bad
That's
news.
good news.
Go ahead.
Oh, you don't like vegetables?
No, I do like vegetables. I'm messing with you. Go ahead, man.
Well,
Twisting that.
The bad news is we lost a member.
Damn. Good news?
Hey, we made it to episode 5. No,
All right.
Today, people, what we doing today is something completely different, but we're going to still have the same tone. Remember when I said earlier, what was that, episode 3? We talked about Sandy getting her credit fixed, and I still don't understand how people go on her bank account without her acknowledgement, but that's a different conversation. But the person that I said was going to help fix her credit, we have that person live in the studio with us today. And this person, I hope they ain't nervous, and they better bring that energy because you got some big shoes to fill. Because Sandy is a fan favorite right now. She's like a superhero. Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
She is great. And go ahead. Keep going.
The floor is yours.
See, I got all that energy. I'm ready to go. She is great. I can definitely not fill her shoes, but I do have the high energy to bring today.
Okay, so let the world know who you are.
So my name is Valerie Tridenti. I am a credit consultant, a business mentor. I reside in Rhode Island, and I'm happy to be here.
Happy to be
Happy
here.
to have you.
Really happy to be here.
The floor is yours. Like, you know what? Like, today, I'm going to let CJ interview you. I'm going to fall back and pay attention.
All
I'll
right.
help him. I'll pick him up. Like, he could be the shooting guard. If he come like Smush Parker,
Oh boy.
then we in trouble.
Darvin Ham.
But
All
I'll
right.
be Derek Fisher, that point guard that come in the clutch. But
Yes.
tell us, what do you want the world to know about you as a person? And then tell us about what you do as a business.
Okay. So as a person, I am divorced, single mom of 2. I have lived in Rhode Island my whole life. I was working at the same job for the past 21 years in the medical field. Went to college, all of that, but never got into the field I was going into. What happened was I needed some changes in my life. So, I don't know if you all can relate, but I just going through the motions day to day at that job, really just going for the paycheck, but no, there was no like passion behind it. And I just love to help people. So when I came across this opportunity, I actually had a bankruptcy on my credit report. It was due to like a short sale, whatever, in the past. And I was always told I had to wait 7 years for that to come off. Even though I got my credit up to a good place, they kept throwing that bankruptcy in my face every time I tried to make a move. So I decided to go through the program, and that bankruptcy was deleted in 45 days. So it was at that point I was like, I want to help a lot of people. I got involved. I've been going full force and helping, a lot of people. So it has become my passion because, believe it or not, credit really does revolve around all of your big life decisions and big moves that you make in your life. And the last thing you want to do, like a lot of people, we're working really hard. We're going to work every day. Some of us are working 2 jobs. Some of us are working overtime. And it just sucks when you want to do something and that credit score is stopping you. It's just not fair. And a lot of people don't know how they got into that situation. And they definitely don't know how they got out of it, because we weren't really taught that in school. A lot of us weren't. I mean, I wasn't.
Well, I know how we got into it.
Yeah.
It's called spin,
Yeah.
spin, and more spending.
But lack of knowledge, so there, if you think about it, there was 43 million Americans who were struggling before the pandemic. We're at over 100 million right now. Struggling with credit, a credit score of 599 or less. So obviously we know that the pandemic messed up a lot of people, but a lot of people are walking around not understanding how it even works. And really, if you just understand how it works, you can start to make changes. So, that's where I come in.
Okay, all right. I got, I had to get had to jot some of these down because I know how important this interview was going to be, this episode for us. My first question to you is, what are some investments a person can make when they're just getting started?
Investments into their credit. So there's some things there's 5 components of what makes up your credit score. So 35% of your score is on-time payments, right? So 30, 60, 90 days late, you're talking about 50 to 100 points you could lose. If you're really late and it goes to collections, you're talking about 250 points, right? So paying those bills on time is super important. I know, if the struggles there and stuff, but like that is crucial. 30% is capacity amount owed. A lot of people don't realize, or I should say, a lot of people are using their credit cards like gift cards, meaning they're maxing them out.
I see.
Right. And I used to do that back in the day. Like you think you got $1,000 credit limit, so you can charge up to $1,000 as long as you pay it on time. You're good. I mean, technically you can, but that's going to hurt your score. So you should really keep your balance under 30%. They're saying even now like close to 10%. So if you have $1,000 credit limit, that balance should not exceed over $300. That's 30% of your score. So you'll notice if that balance gets high, you're going to notice your credit score is going to decline quick, right? So you got to get that. And if you bring that balance down, you're going to see it increase. I mean, that's a definite. So those 2 items alone, that's 65% of your score. So you really got to pay those balances down, and you got to pay your bills on time. I mean, like it can be as simple as that, right? And then you're on your way to good credit. But 15% is length of credit. This is another thing. Old credit is like fine wine. It gets better as it gets older. So,
boss!
Yes. So you got to keep old accounts open and active, which is why I don't like consolidation companies, because they lump everything up in one. They close out accounts and they put it in one payment, and you think, okay, that's going to relieve some stress, but actually they're closing out those accounts. That's hurting your score. So getting a good score is old accounts. So keeping them open, active. So that's 15%. The 4th component is inquiries. That's 10% of your score. So 2 a year is okay. Anything over that is really going to hurt your score. And there's a few ways that we can get tripped up on this, right? You might have a credit score that's like, you want to test it, right? It's not great, but you're like, maybe I can get approved to finance that car. I'm just going to go test it and see. Do not do that. Like, invest in your score and get it to a good place, because those car dealerships make a lot of money off of your bad credit, and they are going to run it through any bank imaginable to get you approved, right?
Heard that, Mom?
Yes. Putting her on blast like that. So I had a gentleman come to me. He had 14 inquiries from one trip to the car dealership, right? That
hurts, because every time they run your credit, it's how much points you lose on that?
About 2 to 6. But when you're talking about 14, that it can drop your, that can really add up, right? So that's what happens when your score isn't great. You think, oh, it's not going to hurt. When they start putting those inquiries, now you look desperate, right? Now you look like you're desperate for credit, and it's going to really hurt you. It's going to really, so he went into the car dealership with crap credit as it was. Then it got even worse, and he has a huge interest rate now that is like costing him thousands of dollars. So make sure before you're going to, run your credit, that your credit is in a good place. Also, when you go to department stores, every time you go to the cashier, what do they say? Do you want to open up a card? Save 10, 20%. So you got to keep that in mind. Like, how many inquiries you got going on? Like, is it worth it? to keep adding. If you do it constantly like that, it's going to add up. It's going to hurt. So that's 10% of your score. And the last 10% is a mixture of credit. This is important, right? So you have installment loans versus revolving. Installment, that's like your mortgage. That's your car loans. Rent reporting is another one. And then revolving are credit cards and like store cards and major cards. So a nice mixture of that is going to help. People who have who are in the 700-800s, they have a nice mixture of that, right? Of loans. It shows responsibility, especially when you're paying them on time and stuff like that. So it can really help you. That's what makes up your credit score. So those are the things that you can do without enrolling anything or doing anything, is just, keeping in mind of what actually makes up your score. Because when you don't know, then you can be doing things that go in the complete opposite direction.
All right. You mentioned cars. Do you feel like a person should pay off their car loan before they start saving?
So the car loan, believe it or not, car loans, as long as you don't have a high debt to income ratio, car loans are actually helping your score.
Wait, ask him if he knows what that means first.
No. Well, I'm still learning. Like I said, I just figure out it's a question. I'm still learning. This is a learning opportunity for me too.
All right. So what income, debt to income is like, how much are you making and how much debt do you have? Right. So if you have credit cards open and you have, let's say, high balances, and then you have a couple of car loans, and then you have all these accounts, but they're more than your income, that's not good, right? But if you're trying to build your credit and you have a car loan on there, and let's say it's a 3-5 year loan and you're paying it on time, and it's aging, right? Because old credit's good credit, right? It's shown responsibility. That's actually helping your score. So one time, I was done paying my car loan off, and it's good when you pay it off, right? Obviously, but my score dropped a little bit, right? Because I lost that history, right? I lost that account, right? I mean, it wasn't terrible loss, and I obviously gained it back, but it really depends on that. It depends on your debt to income ratio.
Let's see.
Come on, Smush.
I'm just all right. I'm just taking it back. So other than real estate, can you share ways people can build wealth for future generations?
All right. So in terms of credit, there are things that you can do to build your credit. All right. So if you don't have any credit cards, people will say to me, first of all, there's a lot of people living on cash alone. Right?
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of people living on cash, but they don't have credit. That's not good either, right? So people are afraid of credit cards. They're afraid because they don't really know. They think...
That was me.
They think that, I'm going to end up in debt. It's going to hurt me. Credit cards are bad. No, it's just how you use them, like I said before. Keeping the balances low and, and keeping the balances low, keeping old accounts, paying them on time is actually gonna help you. If you understand that, then it's not as scary, right? You just gotta be more disciplined. But if you don't have a credit card, if you don't have credit, sometimes it's hard to get a card, right? So secured cards are good, right? That's how you can build your credit. And secured cards, you have to put a little bit of money down because you have to prove that. So if you didn't pay, at least they have that as a security deposit, and you use it just like a regular credit card. If you put $100 down, don't use more than $30, right? Keeping it low, but consistently use it, pay it on time. Use it, paying on time. It shows responsibility. Another thing I mentioned, rent reporting, that goes under installment loans, and that can really help. So a lot of people are renting, renting where they live. And let's face it, it's not helping your score. But if you don't pay your rent, what happens? You get evicted, and that hurts your score, right? So there's actually a program where you can go back up to 2 years of rental payments, report it as a positive trade line, and boost your score. So with this, it's nice because 2 years past, that's aged credit. It shows 24 months of on-time payments, and then each month going forward, you make that payment. It's helping your credit, right? So now one of the most expensive bills you have a month is helping your score. right? So that's another thing that you can do. to
Hold
help
up,
build.
Val. Slow down for a second. Are you catching all this?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you
I can
looking
catch
like
it.
you a deer in headlights.
No,
like,
yeah,
like,
this-
bash.
I'm gonna tell you
this was-
something.
yeah,
My problem
Highway
is I
95,
talk
you know.
way too.
No.
No, it's
You
fine, it's
are
fine.
explaining this well, but those that don't understand this
Yeah, I
information,
gotta slow down a little bit.
they no.
Yeah.
No, you're fine.
Keep going.
yeah.
You're barring this to death.
Okay.
You're like Jay-Z at the Madison Square Garden. You're like, yo, you're on fire right now. Woo! Fire extinguisher. Nah, I'm just looking at CJ face. He's like,
Okay. I'm like,
he look like a boxer getting beat up on. Like, pop, 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 pop.
it's knowledge. I'm taking this as knowledge. It's cool. It's good. It's good to like have this. Obviously take this all in. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
be. Listen,
No.
information is very vital. See, what I always said, you give me an intelligent woman, I'll shut up. I'm sitting here like, dang, she is going off. I'm catching everything. And I know a lot of people going to be rewinding it, so it doesn't matter because they're going to be playing it back, which is good because this is one of the points of why we're doing what we're doing. It's not about, okay, we just want to make you laugh. We want to inform you in parts in your life that you're not informed on.
Hell yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you in here, because I'm sitting up there like, I got good credit, so I don't have to worry about credit history and all that other stuff because I know how to
Right.
do my credit. But
Yes.
I want people to be in the same page as me, the same length as me. And if I'm not
yeah.
helping them get there, what's the point?
Right.
So that's why the floor is yours. Like, keep going. I'm hearing you clearly.
Okay, good.
You're doing good. They catching it. And if they ain't catching it, guess what? We won.
Oh, rewind
And,
is funny.
y'all mentioned history. Like, so what steps should a person take to clean up their credit history?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that. That's a really good question. I wanted to get into that too. So if you have negative and derogatory items on your reports, like I had a bankruptcy, right? So there's a lot. So first of all, it does not matter what is on your report. It can get disputed to get deleted. It can, right? It doesn't mean it's gonna take 45 days like mine did, but it can happen. It's a process though. It's a process. So it could be late payments, evictions, repos, collections, charge off, late payments. I even seen child support get deleted. Right? Medical bills.
Hold up, pause, time out. Chris Webber.
Flag
Child
on-
support could go against your credit report?
Yes.
Woo!
We good.
You said Chris Webber.
You and I good. We good. we do not have to worry about that.
Whoa, that-
Yeah, no. We're
I
good.
know, it's true. I know people listen like, what?
Yeah, rewind this. Rewind this.
I was like, you caught my attention. I was zoning. I wasn't even listening no more. I was just like, yeah, go ahead, TJ. You got this. I heard that. I was like, what?
Child support, yeah.
Wait.
For real though, for real, it can get on your report and it can hurt you. So,
Fellas, you better be careful who you date. You better listen to episode 4, Word the Opponent, because
Yeah.
she got something she could use against you now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
leave-
put you
leave
on
right
child
here.
support. I got you, sucker.
yeah.
Lollipop.
Yeah. So, so it doesn't matter what it is. It can get disputed to get deleted. So our system is very different than other systems. First of all, we're not just credit repair, right? Financial literacy. And I think it's important that people understand, like, financial literacy is the road, credit is the car, right? So you have to understand how you could repair your credit all day. And if you don't understand like how to manage money, if you don't how you're going to maintain that score, right? Like, yes, you can understand how the credit works and all that stuff, but financial literacy is important. So this is why I love when people come for repair, they also have 12 other services that they can have, which I'll talk in a minute. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but
The floor is yours. Hey, listen, this episode is you.
Thank you.
So go
I
and do
appreciate
whatever
you.
you do. We don't even have to talk. Go ahead. 'Cause I think
No,
this is
I really
very
want you guys to
important.
talk too, though. But
We'll talk next episode. Don't worry.
yeah, I know. So we follow the Fair Credit Reporting Act that was approved by Congress. So you have a right to dispute items. We are able to dispute all items all at once from all 3 credit bureaus, right? So they actually have 45 days that they have to respond, right, to your disputes. Now, a lot of people are trying to dispute online. You actually lose some of your rights out of the Fair Credit Reporting Act by doing that. So if you get some items removed, they can come back, and some of them will come back, right? So you got to be careful. And I know how tempting it is to do it online because you're thinking like everything's online now, so it makes sense,
that's
right?
What I assume. That's what I
yeah,
assume.
right.
Yeah.
So, but no, like you gotta do the letters, right? So, we have credit attorneys that are drafting the letters, sending them out, and it can take about 4 to 6 months. When you're disputing all at once, it takes about 4 to 6 months to, kind of get everything. Even inquiries can get deleted, right? As long as they're not open accounts. So it's important to get it cleaned up, right? And I don't know if you know this, it can even affect getting jobs, right? So let's say that you're going for a high position in your company. It's you and another individual it comes down to, and they happen to look at your credit report. And they won't look at scores, they look at reports, and they see like yours has, derogatory items and the other person's doesn't. They can pick that other person over you, right?
Well, good thing we work at the post office. Right. They are definitely not looking at no credit reports. I don't even know what they're looking at now. They just hiring everybody.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. Anybody be a
But you want to be a
supervisor.
body, you want to be a mannequin?
Yeah.
Just stand here.
Yeah. Just have a piece of mail in your hands. You
Yeah,
look
not
better.
everybody does that, but they can, right? So you want your stuff cleaned up, right? It's not only is it gonna affect, it's gonna, get that score up there, but they're gonna look at a clean report, and that's what you want. 80% of reports have errors on them. So even if you think, well, I'm on point with my stuff, like Dante, I'm on point, you gotta check that report every once in a while. Make sure there's no errors.
Time out, buddy. If you gonna put me in there, listen.
No, that's a compliment. You got your
I
stuff
know
up.
that, but listen. First of all, my debt to ratio is so out there, and I pay my bills every month.
No, I'm saying errors. Like they could mess up maybe somebody has a similar name and now your stuff is on yours, or the social security number is off. There's errors, not your errors. Errors from the people in the bureaus, the creditors, right? Putting stuff on your reports.
That's a great conversation. Oh, my turn. Let's
Yes.
talk. All right. So let me get this straight, because my credit cards know how I do my spending. So if I ever show up, my credit card would know I didn't do it, because before I make a big purchase, I always call them first. And my big purchase is mostly a car.
That's good.
So
Yeah.
I don't, other than that, I do the same thing like gas. I use my car for gas, for the gas point. We talked about that on the radio show. What else? Like I pay my cell phone off for the year with my credit card, because I can get the cash back points. But other than that, I don't really use my credit for anything else. I don't even use credit to get cars.
Yeah. No, that's good. But I'm saying, let's say they messed up. They were going to report on someone else's credit, like their reports, right? And they happen to mess up the social security number or the name, and it ended up on yours, and it's not your account. That's what I'm saying. Errors can come on your credit report that are not yours. Right? I've had people come to me and they're like, I don't even know what this is.
But that's not easy to fix?
It is easy to fix.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying, but like my whole point in saying that is make sure you're every once in a while, even when you're on point, like you are, checking your report to make sure there's no errors that they made, creditors, the bureaus or whatever, putting information on your report that's not yours. It is easy to fix because you just say, this is not mine. Please remove. And they have to do an investigation. They'll see it's not yours and they'll remove it.
Okay, I'm just want to make sure, because I'm like, yo,
No, don't worry.
just in case somebody steal my name and
No,
stuff.
but you got to make sure because you're so on point. Some people will think they don't have to check their report because they are being so responsible and there's nothing on there. But there's errors that can come outside of you on there. Easy to fix, though. Easy to fix, but it can happen.
To this? Are you hearing this? Is this mic on? Testing 1 2. Like, yo, she is dropping gems on them. Mob deep. Come on, Smush.
Oh, man. All right. Those who listening, do not call me Smush. It's 2 letters in my damn name. Do not call me Smush. This is just for this episode. That's it. Just all right. What's your advice on someone, how much should a person have in their emergency savings on a rainy day or anything like that? Or
Oh, yeah. Emergency savings. Okay. they say you should have about 6 months of your bills in an emergency fund. And I understand that for some people that's not feasible, but it is important to start budgeting better. My advice is this. If you're like an emergency fund, I can barely make pay my bills every month. My suggestion is to definitely start budgeting, because you're going to find there's ways that you can, save money. Like if you think about it, like for me, coffees every day, that adds up at the end of the month, right? I could totally save over $100, right, every month just by like making my own coffee. Take that $100, put it away. Put it away. Save it for a rainy fund, right? Some people are into investing and all that. We're not going to get into that, but budgeting will help you find money. Put money in your pocket at the end of the month. Trust me, and then you'll be able to start to save for an emergency fund if you're not there already. Okay. Taxes, people get their taxes and they go all out. Like I saw this funny meme with this kid. He was like, must have been like 3 or 4, and he had his boots and his shirt and his glasses. He said he was going to daycare. His mom just got paid with her taxes or whatever. It was so funny.
He had his Kanye's on.
He had everything on. He was looking fresh. Make sure when you get your taxes, if you're getting paid like that you're doing something good with it. You know what I mean? You're gonna not just go spend it all.
All right. So what are some key factors on, creating a solid budget? Have you noticed any expense most folks overlook while making a budget?
Like I said, little things like coffee, definitely. I overlooked that. Online spending.
Oh, that's addictive.
That can really overlook. Like you're like, oh, especially with the pandemic, I know like my online spending went through the roof. Like, oh, that's just $30. Oh, okay, that's just $50. Okay, like really just paying attention to the way you're spending, like carelessly. Sticking to a budget is important. It took me about 2 months to kind of get like the hang of it, like the budgeting tool, because we have one in our portal. And but once I got a hang of it, I was able to save a lot more money. So just little things make a difference. Maybe if you go out to eat all the time, maybe just cutting that in half and cooking more. Going out partying all the time, maybe you want to cut back a little bit. But I'm not saying not have fun, but if you're trying to save more money, you gotta make some sacrifices, basically.
Okay. My last question to you, I didn't understand this at a young age, and I'm still trying to, hang my head around this. Like, can you share any common strategies to help people build assets and limit liabilities?
Say that one more time. You talked a little fast.
I'm sorry. Can you share any
Really? You think he talked fast? Speak up, son.
Sounds just like him. Can you share any common strategies to help people build assets and limit liabilities?
Building assets and limiting liabilities. That's a really good question.
That's my go-to when people ask me questions.
Let me think. All right.
Who stumped her?
No.
Sandy Jr. Halo. That's what I'm gonna start singing.
No.
Every time I see y'all faces, like y'all got a halo on your head.
Well,
Beyonce.
I'm gonna say, for me, I'm gonna say this. I always keep my options open, right? For sometimes we get stuck and we just think of one. I like multiple streams of income, okay? And a lot of times we may get stuck in just, our 9 to 5 and, whatever we're doing right now. But I say keep your options open, right? We all have talents that we're sitting on and we're not even utilizing. So think of something that you love to do. If there's a hobby that you love, right? Maybe you're into art or whatever. There's things that you can do to make money outside of what you're currently doing to build up. Having extra money obviously helps, right? In the meantime, to limit liabilities is just limit your spending, cut down on some things that you don't need, right? Pay down debt, right? Pay off debt, pay down it while you're trying to build other streams of income. You always want to put yourself in a position where you're not relying on. And this is important to me because, like I said, I was working at that 9 to 5 for 21 years in the medical field, in a hospital, and I lost it. I lost it in October because of the pandemic. I didn't expect to lose that after 21 years. So if I didn't have another stream of income, this business, right, me and my kids would be in a really tough situation. So don't rely on, I don't know if this is answering your question, but this is really good advice. Don't rely on one stream of income, because you never know what's going to happen, right? You never know, right? So everybody can get other streams.
Unexpected.
Yes, you gotta get outside of that box, and just start small and just see, what do you enjoy? What do you love? Like, start to dream again, start to
Dream again.
to do things that are going to put you in a better position, things that you love, right? And then once you start getting multiple streams, you have more opportunities to save, to invest, right? To get, more assets or whatever.
All right. So go ahead. Floor's yours, coach.
Okay, you ain't Smush Parker no more. You're Eddie Jones.
Oh, wow.
Eddie Bones.
Eddie Jones is nice. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, we're going to come to a close. And, before we come to a close, we always make sure that people have a conclusion, understanding of what it is that's being done and said. So what is the conclusion? Like, what is your final words that you would like to say concerning this topic?
Okay, so my final words are, if you're struggling with a low credit score right now, I hope that you found value and you kind of see how credit works now, have a better understanding. But if you need help and, you want to see...
Give them all your information, because this is your thing. Okay. That's why, one of the things we want to do, with sponsors and stuff, anybody come in this room, we want to make sure that this is about you. You're going to get this episode. You can put it on your Facebook, Instagram, whatever you want to do with this episode.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, I offer free consultations. So if you are struggling with your credit, or you just don't know, it's stuck, or if you have derogatory items that need to be removed and you want to talk to me, definitely reach out to me. I do free phone consultations, see exactly where you are. If you happen to need repair, because you're listening to this, I will provide a discount. Just let me know that you got to me.
Give them credit. That's the name of this episode.
Yeah.
Give them credit.
And the offer code is give them credit. If you say that, you're going to get a discount. Other than that, though, sometimes it's not repair. Sometimes you just need to switch some things around, and I can just give, we can just talk about that and do a free phone consultation. So reach out to me. My Facebook is Valerie Jean, Jean, and my Instagram is vtridenti. So vtridenti.
You want to put your number out there?
My number is 401-648-9996. So text me credit, and I'll know to get back to you and that you're looking for a consultation.
And you better give them credit.
Give them credit for the promo code.
The Sandy discount.
Yes, because I promise you I'll be able to do that for you.
She's very ugly, so don't be trying to hit her.
Thanks a lot.
You have to say that because you're going to have a bunch of dudes like, oh. We know Dante here.
Yeah, I get my business number out because I know better to get my regular number.
Smart. Yeah.
The kind of stuff I've been getting.
Oh,
it's crazy.
I could imagine. That's why I hate social media.
I know.
We talked about that in the last episode.
Yes. I'm like, man, this is not Match.com. This is credit.
Nah, but you know what? I'm going to tell you why you're going to get. Because, again, there's not many times that you meet an intelligent woman and she has some appealing to herself. And it's just because I was just sitting here mesmerized. I'm like, damn.
And you want to talk about me getting beaten? That was a grocery store beating. Your mom ever tell you not to touch anything in the store and get beat? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the type of beating I just had to, but I appreciate it. I appreciate the knowledge, though. That was very helpful. There,
Thank you.
Just like anybody else, I'll be going back listening to this episode. Repeat.
Yeah, this might be my favorite one.
Yeah,
I appreciate you both, for real. This has been fun.
No problem. Anybody else? Hey, this is what we doing. It's we just had a episode where we was talking about, it was a part of the round table, which we're gonna have more, and we was talking about unifying Rhode Island. And what people don't understand is until you come together collectively, you ain't gonna be able to do anything. So that's basically what we're trying to do. So again, I didn't want people that is already in the field and that's successful. I wanted people that CJ, I gave him some information. I don't want to put his business out there. I was just yo, save this amount of money before you start dating or whatever, and watch. See, he didn't even want to date no more. He wanted to make more money. So now we're business partners. You see what I mean?
Exactly.
And then I just met you, and what did I say? I was saying I know talent when I see talent, and I was just say I want to recruit her what could I get her on? I was like, I can't put her on our network, but you know what? Me and you already talked about something.
Yes.
We got something coming that's gonna be very beautiful.
Right.
Believe me.
Right.
Y'all gonna love this.
Yes.
So again, that's what it's all about. It's like, so when people be like, yo, how did y'all come about that? Because it's always about, it's not about always trying to get with somebody because of their beauty or whatever. It's about working with them for their information so that you could be informative to other people that don't have this information. And that's what we're all about. But don't get emotional. Yo, Smush. Oh, my bad.
No.
Eddie
All right.
Bones,
Listen. There's no disrespect to Smush Parker. You was drafted. You played on the Los Angeles Lakers. I do not want no smoke. I don't want to play no one-on-ones.
Man, listen.
I'm keeping.
Yo, you've been like Smush on the last couple of parts.
Nah,
You're turning to
I've been
Eddie Bones right now. Let's
Eddie
go.
Jones.
Eddie
I'm
Bones.
good.
You still got to bring that voice. This is probably the most people heard you now. Yeah, that's right.
No, they heard me episode 3 and 4.
Yeah,
I was getting there.
Whatever.
But,
you got any closing remarks?
Give him credit. That's all I said.
Give him credit. That's your closing remark.
Yeah, it is. I've talked enough. I feel like I talk too much. Go ahead.
Nah, you did a great job for your first time interviewing. You got some great questions.
You got the job.
You had me at hello.
Yeah.
As soon as he see you walk through the door, he's like,
Go ahead.
getting his church on.
Yep.
We're gonna keep you for another episode. You know what I mean? Like somebody else was supposed to come in and talk about their business, and I was gonna put y'all two together because I wanted people to hear successful women. Because we're gonna address what you said earlier about that divorce,
Right.
how that happened, and everything. If you feel comfortable doing so.
Sure, yeah.
And the person that was supposed to come, she's married and
Okay.
she has her own business as well.
Yes.
So that's what type of people I'm around.
Yes.
Success.
Yes.
Smush Parker. Success.
All right.
But thank you for tuning in. This episode was called Give Them Credit. Sandy is still a part of us. She just couldn't make it. She's on vacation. She probably got one of her boo-boos, Yogi. She got one of her boo-boos taking her somewhere. Who knows?
What a picnic basket.
But we love Sandy. She ain't going nowhere. Val might be the pitch reliever, though. The pitch hitter come in sometimes when you're not here because you need that woman energy. You know what I mean? So we thank you for listening. We appreciate everything that people are doing, showing us love. Get them comments up. Personally, I don't care if you leave a comment or not. But if you do leave a comment, we're going to address it because we're going to address the comment that you got that on your phone?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Because we definitely going to address that comment that this lovely lady I met at the gym, she asked this question and I think she should get that answer. And I told her, we're definitely going to address that. And I'm an honest person. If I say we're going to do something, we're going to do it. So we thank you for tuning in. Don't get emotional. I just want to cut, Merc. Around when Mob D was saying give up the goods, I was on the east side somewhere in the hood, coming to age like bleak. Mood at the time was bleak, like some mountain, could I ever reach my peak? Senior year, either go to college or the streets. Do I get a degree or hang with my peeps? Selling was an option, I chose working at a supermarket. That's how I bought the bread in. My boys laughing, flashing, fast money slowly pushing cars while old ladies call me honey. Had another plan, with Walkman in my hand, rapping over beats from Wu-Tang Clan. So after laughter does come the tears, cause after all these years I passed all my peers. Have a career, publish books in the MC. All I have left to say, this what made. Shout out to Justin, Abdur, Hope High. All I have to say, this what made me. To Scott, Fliz, Wolfman Productions. This what made me. To Kyla, Ace, Lenny, Lynn Ace, this what made me to Swan. Sean Jackson, C&J, Chachi.
Kill grown man, the wife from Modelo, but I'm not like Othello. She classy and ghetto, but she really type mellow. She knows all the moves, she would never tell though. Connecting Colombia, that look like Canelo. Soon as the beat drop, I presume to rock. Seeing daily growth like my bros who move the pot. And if you know the older, the newer chotch, know I'm still focused like a cam in the hand of Doug Kudabash. I'm dapper, your mom's favorite rapper, disaster. I should've been a doctor or a pastor. So now I'm growing my beard like an old master. Cause I done see more stars than a whole NASA. And I ain't with that fame shit, I'm with the same click. Flame spit, aim, click, duck for your brain spit. I'm from the bottom of the bucket and still there. And everything I got, I created from thin air. Tear the whole crew, you know that beatbox do, how we do.
This what made me.
Yeah. C&J Records, the whole camp, man. Rest in PCR.
This what made me.
And to my whole fam, the wife, the kids, you know what it is.
This what made me.
Should I do it all for you?
This what made me.
Ooh, Dante, we got one, man. A big shout to Merc, Boiler Room. Yeah. Verno. Woo. It's been a minute, kid. Long overdue. This what made me.